The San Francisco Giants have found their next superstar. One of the breakout prospects from 2025 is making noise within the farm system. Of course, we're going to be breaking it down here on SF Giants Digest. Before we get into the news today, this video is brought to you by Kalshi. When you download Kalshi, use the link below and enter code DIGESTMLB. You'll get $20 when you trade your first $100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform you can trade yes or no on real-life events such as sports, elections, news, and pretty much everything in between. Whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere else across the country, Kalshi is live in all 50 states. For sports fans, trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. Currently, we know the football playoffs are about to start. If you're a Giants fan, you're most likely a 49ers fan. They currently only have a 4% chance of winning the Super Bowl on Kalshi. You can check that out now on the website on Kalshi.com. It's genuinely a smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge, and you can close positions whenever you want. Download Kalshi with the link in the description, and don't forget to use code DIGESTMLB to get your $20 bonus. And thank you once again to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. Now, of course, in this video, we are talking about Jhonny Level, one of the breakout prospects from the San Francisco Giants across the 2025 season. We saw the Giants farm system take a huge jump in rankings this past season. You can see here, this is from MLB.com. They are currently ranked the 18th overall farm system. Back in 2023, they were 14th, which was fine, higher than they are now. They dropped to 17th that preseason of 2024. And then the last year or so, they've been very, very below average. In the middle of 2024, they were 23rd in baseball. And then, of course, before this season, they were one of the worst ranked farm systems in baseball at 28. But of course, now they are at 18. A lot of that's due to Bryce Eldridge, their top 100 prospect currently. But Jhonny Level was one of the reasons why they saw a huge jump in rankings this past season. MLB.com writes, the most improved system since our March rankings, up 10 spots from number 28. The Giants are loaded with young talent and poised to continue to climb. Eldridge is raking in AAA at age 20, but many of their best prospects have started in rookie ball this year, including shortstops Joshua Gonzalez and Jhonny Level. Right-handers Arjus Kayama, Canner Martinez, and Alberto LaRoche as well. Outfielders are becoming a strength of the system, led by Bo Davidson and Dakota Jordan. Of course, we are talking about one of those two shortstops in this video, and that is Jhonny Level, who is currently the 4th ranked prospect in the system, according to MLB.com or MILB.com, which anytime you have a top 5 prospect, there's pretty high expectations. For Level, he is currently only in low A San Jose, or at least that's where he ended last season. He struggled for a bit, but then found his footing again, and it really was in rookie ball and the DSL where he made a name for himself across the last year and a half or so, that I would say, and he's become, like you can see here, like the last article reads, one of the best prospects in the Giants system. Now, according to Aram Layton of JustBaseball.com, who does a lot of great prospect work over there, make sure to check him out. He has Jhonny Level as the 3rd best prospect in the Giants system. You can see some of the rankings there. His hit, he has a 35 to 50, 40 to 50 on the plate discipline, a 35 to 50 game power, run 55-55, field 40-50, his future value of 50. Jhonny Level is not the biggest guy. He's 5'10", 160. For those that do not know, he signed in 2023 from Venezuela for $997,000. And here, Aram Layton has his ETA as 2029, which would make a lot of sense. I could even see it being, 2030 possibly. He still has a lot of time to develop, a lot of room to grow within the minor leagues, and it will for sure be a while until we see him with the big league San Francisco Giants. But some of the numbers here are extremely, extremely encouraging. Like I said, it was with the DSL that he really, really put his name on the map. He slashed 275, 393, 517 in 2024 in the DSL. In 48 games, he launched 10 home runs, stole 18 bags, which was good for a 143 WRC+, which is the highest rank of his career. Now, it is the DSL. Some of the pitching talent there is not great, I would say, but he still showed off some really impressive skills, striking out just 16% of the time, walking almost 15% of the time. Really, really encouraging stuff, even though it is just the DSL. 2025, he kept that going at the Complex League in 2025 in 261 plate appearances. He launched 9 home runs. He was still striking out only 15% of the time, still walking almost 13% of the time. It was a 288, 375, 493 slash line for a very impressive 121 WRC+, which may not jump off the page, but for a guy this age, this young, coming stateside for the first time, seeing pretty significantly higher competition than what he saw in the DSL. Still put up very good numbers. Still stole 17 bags, something the Giants have not had a lot of. And, in total, his 2025 season was extremely encouraging. He struggled in low A San Jose for a little bit, slash just 236, 333, 339, only 3 home runs in those 150 plate appearances. But towards the end of those games in San Jose, he performed a lot better, and the 89 WRC plus is nothing to be concerned about right now. Obviously, if he struggles for all of 2026 in low A or high A, wherever he starts, then it's going to be a problem and something seriously went wrong. But for right now, he is still showing some really, really encouraging signs as a young prospect out of Venezuela. And one thing that really excites me is the stolen bases. The Giants have had a lack of, swiping bags for, I'd say, the majority of the last decade. So developing a guy that can steal bases consistently, hopefully steal 15 plus bags a season, would be extremely, extremely encouraging for an organization that has struggled to develop, base stealers across, like I said, the majority of the last decade. Now, RM Layton, like I said, just baseball, does great prospect work. When talking about Jhonny Level's hitting, he said his bat speed stands out, especially from the right side, where he's posted plus exit velocities. While he is more powerful from the right side, his barrel accuracy is a bit ahead from the left side. Level's swing path is flatter, more conducive to hardline drives to all fields, but is already reaching exit velocities as high as 112 miles per hour in his age 18 season. This provides a lot of optimism for at least average game power. If he can prove capable against more challenging secondaries above the complex, he could see his stock rise quickly. Now, clearly, according to Arm, the one thing that Jhonny Level could work on is being more consistent against, good secondary pitches. Obviously, when you're hitting exit velocities as high as 112 in just your age 18 season, you're a pretty highly touted prospect if you're doing stuff like that at that young of an age. But I do think it's interesting. The majority of the videos I've seen of Level, of his very good swings, are from the left side. I've seen a few home runs from the left side that look very, very promising. But I'm intrigued by the fact that Arm believes that there's more power from the right side, even though a lot of the video, a lot of the high-end swings have come from the left side up to this point of his career. Now, I'm interested to see what Jhonny Level does in 2026. Like I said, if he continues to struggle in low A throughout the majority of the season, then there's definitely a problem. But if he can, like Arm says, prove to hit the secondaries a bit more, keep mashing fastballs like he has, throughout his minor league career for the first year and a half, then we might see him jump to a top 100 list. Even if it's not just baseballs, he might be MLB.com's Baseball America. We might see him appear on a few top 100 lists before the end of the 2026 season. Now, before we leave, I do want to talk about his defense and speed a little bit. This is from Arm Layton as well. It says he's an above-average runner. Like we talked about, he has some stolen base and totals in the 20s, which is really encouraging for an organization that has not had a ton of base stealers across the last decade. Level's lateral quickness is close to average with a plus arm to supplement. He has a chance to stick at shortstop, but would project as an above-average third baseman if he slid over. Now, I know a lot of people read this and immediately freak out, like, no, we need him to develop as a shortstop. We have Matt Chapman, blah, blah, blah. But the Giants currently have Josué Gonzalez, who appears to be very talented at shortstop and definitely has the ability to stick there. And then in less than a week, I believe, they'll be signing Luis Hernandez, who is the top international prospect of this year's class once again. So 2 years in a row, they are signing the top prospect in the international class, who, are both shortstops. So if Jhonny Level, slid over to third and became a great defender, or even slid over second, became a good defender, that would not be the worst thing in the world when you consider the fact that two of the Giants' top prospects within the next 2 weeks are going to be shortstops with Josué Gonzalez and Luis Hernandez. It says Level struggled with efficiency on the base paths in 2024, but has improved in that regard this year. He should be a candidate to steal 15 plus bags per season. And this is exactly what I was talking about. The Giants have struggled in developing base stealers. They have always been in the bottom 5 in total stolen bases across Major League Baseball for the majority of the last decade. I know the last 3 years they have been bottom 2 in that regard, which is something that, if you're trying to win games, stealing a bag at some crucial points later in games is something that can give you an advantage, get you one base closer to scoring, of course, and that is something the Giants have lacked in for a long, long time now. So if they can develop Jhonny Level, he can continue to, hit at the level he has been, continue to develop as a defender, and then, of course, continue to, improve in terms of stealing bases. That would be a huge, huge development for this organization that has lacked excitement in the farm system for, like I've been saying, the majority of a decade now. Let me know down below what you think of this entire conversation. Do you think Jhonny Level will develop into finally a full-time big league contributor, something we haven't seen with guys like Marco Luciano, Joey Bart? Will this be another top prospect to flame out in the lower level minors and just be in AAA for a few seasons, then be DFA'd? Or will the Giants finally develop an above-average athlete, an above-average big leaguer to be an everyday contributor for the Major League San Francisco Giants? Let me know down below and make sure to subscribe to SF Giants Digest.